What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at how to grind Del Piero's 91 rated card from yesterday. Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas and we've got back to a grind of just an 8 SBC for a relatively decent card. So let's have a look at the requirements. We have a bronze 11 and silver 11. We have an 82 rated for his pretty much standard loan. We have an 84 with a team of the week, 86 with a team of the week, 87 with a team of the week, and finally an 88. Pretty standard for him, to be honest. There's nothing too crazy about them requirements. We are looking at a 4-star, 5-star, and what I wanted to check is what is the difference. He's mostly explosive, 5'9" with a high medium. Cam, centre forward striker, not terrible in itself. Clicked on the wrong card, which is always nice. Stats-wise, good shooting, passing, dribbling. Agility, balance could do with some work, but it's not the worst. Why on earth is he not on the popular list? Let's go to new players then. He is going to come in. What rating's different? So he's got 1 on pretty much everything. He's got an extra 3 passing, 2 on the defending. Everything else is 1. We have still got a 4-star, 5-star. He did have the finesse playstyle plus. He has now got the long ball. So very much into the midfield with that playstyle plus rather than a striker. We have got dead ball. We've got finesse still, technical flair, and also first touch. Composure's good, finishing good. He's still a standard striker. We know the finesse has definitely been nerfed, so it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but I really kind of wish we'd have something still shooting based, really. The long ball pass is nice, but realistically, if I'm playing him as a striker, how many lofted through balls am I going to do? There might be a couple, but that is kind of just a big... It's one of them ones where it's like he's still a very good card, but it's an annoying one. Now, in terms of grinding this out then, so straight off the bat, these two, easy. 82, easy. We then have the team of the week requirements. So for this one, we need 3, is it? We've got 1 on the 87, so a highish rating. We need an 86 one and an 84. So the 84 is the easiest one to kick out the park. With the team of the week, it's the best place to go get them out. As always, we get it every single week, is the team of the week player pick. I could imagine as we go through the game, we might find an 84 plus, an 85 plus. Obviously, as we go further and further in, I can imagine the 83 is going to be there for quite some time. Naturally, every team of the week is above 80, so it's nice that we've got one that is still a little bit above the curve. So that should be fine for the very first one and the second one. I would say that the final one, so for instance the 87, I would try and get the highest team of the week possible. So normally what I would do with this is try and set up the SBC as best as I could straight off the bat, because I don't want to have to be going in and then having to wait for a team of the week to then buy one. I would do at least 3 of these 83 plus player picks. So you're going to need at the minimum 3 82 rated squads, 3 83 rated squads with 3 85s and 6 84s. So that's kind of the first mission I would go with. Get 3 of them, whatever the highest is, and in the order of it is, go from the 87, 86 and 84 rated team. That's them ticked off then for the team of the week requirement. When it comes to the players like Juventus, Italy, Serie A, naturally, you should have someone there that could do that. At the 84, you could go with an 83 rated card. It's not a problem. The 86, again, there's going to be plenty of Italians. If you've got Donnarumma, Barella, Immobile, there's so many that you can go with. It shouldn't be a problem to get that done. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. Then we need to get the bulk of the squad. So we need, what, 188, 2 87s, an 86, and an 84. So it really isn't that bad. The hardest one, literally, is going to be that 88 because of everything else. Because of the Hullets, the Mbappes, the Zidans, the Eusebios. They're going to take up a lot of time. So we've got multiple ways of doing this depending on your coin value. If you've got a high coin value, then you can just go and buy the players. So for instance, well, I suppose the grinding aspect of Del P, but for instance, if you wanted to grind the upgrades, you could go buy the players for them. I wouldn't necessarily go out and spend all the money to go buy it. He's 615,000 coins for the SBC. I just wouldn't. I'd rather you go and spend 600k and at least upgrades at the minimum, because at least you could get something back. So with obviously the 80 plus, I tend to go with non-league SBC cards, as naturally you can get a lot more bang for your buck then, and we can grind it round. The 80 plus pick is always going to be a nice one. It is 1 of 3 as well. Sometimes you can hit lucky, sometimes you don't. It is just the luck of the draw when it comes to them, like the packs and all of that good stuff like that one. Woeful. but at the minimum we can use it for League SBC as well. You also have the Winter Wildcard crafting. It does require nearly double the players, nearly double the players with 11 of them, but we don't need a rare for them, and it does give you 3 players back plus an objective being done. So I would try and get them done as quick as possible, as you're going to get loads and loads of cards back from objectives. You've only got 30 days going, and it does give you the 3 back, which means you can go and roll them back through. Plus you could get 2 walkouts. It's possible. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's possible. So the way I would kind of start this, because you do have also the 85 pick, which is going to be perfect for the 88 rated team, and then obviously the 83 times 10. Again, they are going to be perfect if you have team of the week spare. So for instance, a lot of 83 team of the weeks, then that's going to be perfect for grinding this out. With the 84 rated team, if you've already done the 84 rated team on the Del P, then obviously you can go do that, not a problem. I would say you want to kind of just grind a couple of these out and just wait for duplicates. So I wouldn't necessarily go out and use all my club. I would go and do duplicates from League SBC, 80 plus player picks, because naturally you don't want to run out of fodder as you kind of go forward with this. So for instance, with the 85s here, I know I've got a few 83s at the minimum, and we can get this done one, not a problem. But this is going to be a perfect one for either getting a player or getting fodder for the 88, because 86, 87 is still good enough for an 88 rated team, but then you are going to need a couple of 89s and 90s. In this first one we get 86, so it's not the greatest, but we have had many of 90s out of these. I like the 83 times 10. The only thing that it does require, which is kind of annoying, is that team of the week. It is, I think they are still very expensive in their demand, so I don't think they've even come down a slight bit. Yeah, they're still absolutely still up there at 35. Yeah, about 34,000 coins for just an 83. So it does tell you that that is going to be very, very expensive. But the big thing is, you've got the daily gold upgrade and you've got the premium upgrade. Plus, if you count all the objectives, you count the 10 coin and 30 coin pack every day, you're going to get a lot of cards very easily. With the daily gold, I would suggest always doing this. You can do it 3 times a day. You'll get 33 players, which 3 are rare, 30 are common for bronze and silvers. It is an absolute no-brainer to get that one done every day. It means you get 3 times 25 packs for the whole time that it's there now. It's just an easy one to do. Get it done, because it's just free gold cards really for just bronze and silvers. We could then utilize a lot of them into the League SBC. So obviously with this one, it has now changed, so we only have to use 6 players from one club with the Ligue 1 and Eredivisie. So what I would do is pick the team. For instance, Ligue 1 have a lot of players in each team. I tend to use one of them. So the way I'd kind of just grind around this is I would literally just go into Ligue 1. You don't have to go highest to lowest, to be honest, and I just cycle through, see what I've got, kind of memorize. So for instance there, absolutely perfect. So all I'd do there is put everybody in for 6. So for instance, I would probably keep one of the silvers and I'd just put them in there. So we know that is going to be 6 players. So that's one of the objectives done then. And because Eredivisie doesn't necessarily have a kind of bunch of golds in one team other than Ajax, I would just go through these teams and just put them in as it followed. Because I'm going to get more Ligue 1 from my experience, I would rather use them as the 6th team, and then I'd just cycle through Eredivisie and just utilize. Again, if you want to use Ajax or PSV as the 6th team, you could vice versa around with obviously Ligue 1. And then you literally just put it in the chemistry. It's nice and easy. There's very little mess. And beautiful. It's such an easy SBC now. Now we don't have to have just one team. It means the value of it has absolutely shrunk. Plus we can obviously sell this pack as well. We then obviously do the same for everything else and just keep going round. Every time we get tradable packs, we sell everything. That is included even in the player, the 80, say the 88 rated SBC for Del P. I'd sell everything from that pack as well. Anything that's tradable, sell off, because them coins are going to come useful later on down the line, and it keeps that coin value nice and high if you ever need to spend coins on the League SBC as such. We then keep the untradable. We then obviously put anything back into the League SBC, or then we go and put it into either one of these if we get a team of the week, or then we go put it in an 80 plus player pick or a winter wildcard crafting upgrade, and then we can kind of see where we go. The only time I'll ever touch Del P is either I get a duplicate untradable, and then obviously we do the 88 first if possible, but we do have one of the SBCs, for instance the 87, that doesn't require a team of the week as well. If we kind of need an 84, I personally just wouldn't buy the Team of the Weeks. It's why I would always go with the pick first. If you get a duplicate, say you was very unlucky, you've already got, well, in fact, no, you can't be unlucky. Say you've got rid of all your Team of the Weeks. If you do free, it would be impossible to get the same free that you've already got, because if you've got nobody, you can't physically do it. You'd only be able to have that unluckily on the fourth one. So I would do that first, because then if you do get a duplicate higher rated player, you are already set for any of the SBCs. For instance, if you've got an 88 duplicate but you don't have enough for the 88, then you can knock it down one, you can knock it down two, or you could knock it down to the 84. Whatever's comfort for you in terms of actual players, and then you just want to grind out to the 88 as quick as possible, as that's the one that's going to be the hurdle block to start with. But it's very easy to complete now. There is a lot of cards out, and hopefully you do get some fodder for it. But that's all I do. League SBC into upgrades, into other upgrades. There's just upgrades on upgrades. When it comes to objectives as well, there is plenty to do there. We've obviously got a lot of the cup that you can do. You've then got the winter champs bonus, Bamba, daily completion upgrades, cups. You've then got the, the rival bonus. So you've got play matches will get you even more, let alone the actual season progress as well. There's so many ways to get packs and get cards. Just grind it all out. It's so simple. Any more questions, leave it down below, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Take care. Peace.